Hello, hello! My name is Callista and welcome back to Pentiment. In the last episode, we were going to make our way to the abbey. We had a chat here with Big George about what Andreas did during his wandering years. We were in Italy, making merry with wine, women and song, because of course I had to pick the hedonist option. I had to pick that. Either way, let's make our way to the town commons. Now, oh, hello. There's so much. Hello, who are you? There we go. Andreas, hi there. Oh, Andreas, good timing. Do you have a moment to lend me a hand? We can take our time, fuck it, it's fine. Oh, wonderful, I've got too many irons in the fire. Or rather shoes, horseshoes. I miscounted how many I put in. Now I need a hand, otherwise they'll overeat and I won't be able to work the metal. Oh, hello. Mini game time, okay. Here, take the shoe and the tongs. Put the up part of the shoe on the anvil, and I'll hit it with the hammer. Okay. Oh, no. There we go. There we go, yeah. That's fine, okay. Good, next one. Okay, this is cute. Well done. See, short work. Thanks for the help, Andreas. I don't know what I was thinking doing all of those at once. It sure would be nice to have someone to help me out here every day. Yeah, I was... Have you considered a child? No, I was thinking, why not get an apprentice? Have you considered an apprentice? I have. None of the boys in the village seem interested. Keep at 'em. I bet you could get Bert Drucker. Oh, little wee lad. Okay. Yeah, I'm sure he'd make a fine apprentice blacksmith, if the lad is interested. Keep at him. I bet you could get Bert Drucker. Klaus would have my head if I tried. Anyway, I don't want to take up any more of your time. I'll see you and Otto up by the Abbey guest house for dinner. Until then. Okay, very cool. And Andreas Schmidt's smithy. It's so much smaller than the one he uses at the Abbey. Well, this seems more like a, personal use. Mending horseshoes and the like. Not necessarily, for the big projects the Abbey would need. Yeah, okay. Shift to walk, and then, yeah. We've got so many sheep. What's going on with all of the sheep here? Can we head up? There we go. Yeah, it'll take me a minute to get proper use of the controls. Hello. Bit of an argument. Martin, please, can you give me a hand here? What do you want? I'm keeping an eye on them. That looks a lot like standing there and doing nothing. Martin, for Christ's sake, help your cousin. Morning, Andreas. Excuse us. One of the fence's rails fell and the sheep started up in it. Is there something Oh, hello. Should I offer to? Should I offer to help? Perhaps helping others also helps us. It allows us to feel useful and take satisfaction in our work. That idiot Martin should be helping them. Yell at him. Give him a good scare. Oh. Okay, so from what I'm getting, this is a family affair. These two are cousins. The fact that she yelled, "Oi, Martin, go help your cousin," I would assume this is his mam. This is his mam, I would suspect. This does seem to be Martin's job, but it... I mean, if his mam's yelling at him, what good is us yelling at him gonna do? This young man, he seems rather unpleasant. He might... He's looking over there, that's where the argument was taking place, so he might just be interested in the argument. Under normal circumstances, he might be a pretty decent dude, I don't know, but... If he's got two people screaming at him in the street, I would suspect that would just make him defensive. It'd make me defensive. Yeah, why not? What I mean, offering to help. We're already late to the abbey. We've been helping with the horseshoes. And I get the feeling that Andreas is the type of person, like, he's like, oh, I'll take my time. I'll do it when I do it. You know, he's a bit of a hedonist. He likes the ladies. He likes a drink. You know, he likes to take his time, I think. I don't think he's one to be rushed. Unless he's in like, oh, you know, inspiration has struck. And he did say that Abby, who was it? Someone wasn't letting him work on his masterpiece except during, like, a specific hour. That Abbey is actively preventing him from working on his inspiration, his masterpiece. Yeah, I think he'd offer to help. Then again, I don't know anything about sheep, and I'd probably just get in their way. That is also fair. Martin, you idiot, you're gonna help them. I mean, we'll at least offer. Is there something I can do to help? Have you ever handled sheep before? Well, no. Then no, but thank you. Christian of you to offer. Oh, look, there's something going on up at the Steinauer's place. I don't know. Steinauer? Maybe Steinauer. Oh, look, there's something going on up at the Steinauer's place. Who's that on the horse? Looks rich. Oh, and he's rubbing his hands. Okay, so this guy's a bit of a schemer then. I don't know, Martin, but... Okay, Lucky, there we... I was like, Lucci? No, Lucky. I don't know, Martin, but Lucky is giving him an earful. Christ, I haven't seen Lucky that worked up since Peter and Clara's wedding when Johan pulled his pants down. Or Johan pulled his pants down. Okay. So yeah, this is the couple we're staying with. We haven't met Johan before. Okay. So is Lucky related to Peter or Clara? Or maybe Johan is related to Lucky and that's why he's like, oh, we're at our friends and neighbours' wedding and you're pulling your pants down like a prick. God damn it, Johan. Christ, I haven't seen Lucky that worked up since Peter and Clara's wedding when Johan pulled his pants down. Wait. I would assume that's man's. Yep. Knock two of my man's teeth out. You don't want to feel the strength behind a stonemason's anger. Do you think he's a noble? He looks really rich. God damn it, Martin. Stay out of trouble for once. What, Aunt Hetty? Oh, so it's his aunt. Okay. Okay. Behave yourself. Don't we have enough to deal with right now? Andreas, if you wouldn't mind moving your skinny little body up the road, we need to get these sheep under control. Of course. See you later. Oh. You know, Martin seems like a bit of a prick. That's the vibe I'm getting from him. This seems to be... If this were a one-off, I don't think they'd be being so hard on him. I think, here's the thing, Andreas is a bit of a Jack the Lad. You know, he likes to take his time, he has an eye for the ladies, he likes a drink. But I don't think he means any harm by it. I think if someone came up to him and said, "Oi, you are really pissing me off here, stop," or like, "Oh, you've offended me, you've upset me, stop it," I think he would back off. I think he does have a good heart. He likes a bit of mischief, but I think he's like, okay, we reach a certain point and feelings are being hurt. Yeah, no, thank you. That's not what I'm about. So maybe he would stick up for these two. Help your aunt and cousin, alright? Eat shit, Andreas. Okay. Okay, this will be remembered. I don't regret anything. Okay. Okay, sir. Anyway, thank you for moving the sheep. It's very much appreciated. No. There we go. Question, can I... Oh, I can move like that. I'm sorry. Like I say, it'll take me a minute to get used to the controls. Hello. Now, who's... Oh. Oh, hello. That was cool. Morning, Andreas. How's it going? Morning, Klaus. Another day at the Abbey, another few hours to work on my masterpiece. Good to hear. You still coming by for supper tonight? Marie and Bert would love to see you. Okay, so yeah, these are the Druckers. You really need to see the new woodcuts I have for an Italian edition of Till Eulenspiegel. It is so weird saying German words with this accent. Till Eulenspiegel, the titular character of a popular 15th century book. Till is a prankster, continually exposing the vices and hypocrisy of others. He is also quite skilled at tricking people into smelling, touching, or eating his excrement. Why? Why are you skilled at that, Till? What kind of skill set is that? Okay. You really need to see the new woodcuts I have for an Italian edition of Till Eulenspiegel. I didn't realise Father Thomas let you print books in Italian. Come on, Andreas, he's not that strict. I know he's just trying to protect people from... Ooh, heresy, witch mania, adventure stories of questionable moral repute, your sloppy typesetting. So he's the printer. He's the printer. There was mention before, Il Peter. The previous father was all right with them doing their little rituals for the White Lady. I think that's what he called her, perched her. But the new one isn't. He's kind of cracked down on it. Yeah, heresy? Sure, why not? Some of the things people are publishing these days would make a bishop's head spin. Or an abbot's. It doesn't take much with that one. I know it, but at least I don't have to deal with him much. So, supper tonight after Vespers? Of course, thank you. Great, I'll tell Marie and Bert you're coming. See you then. See you later. Okay, lovely. Morning, Andreas. Good morning, Klaus. Okay, lovely. Oh, speak of the devil. Okay, now here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking for the villagers, we're going to go with my West Country accent. What do I want to do for the priests? These are educated men. Let's go a little more upper class for them. Why not? God bless Master Mailer. I hope your week is going well. Thank you Father. It's going quite well. I'm just on my way up the hill to get to work. Thank you, Father, but I'm running late to the abbey. I mean, it sounded to me like Thomas was someone incredibly important in the abbey. I'm not sure if he is a bishop. There was a mention of a bishop. Or an abbot. I would assume this guy is the abbot. In which case, technically speaking, isn't this our boss? If he's employed us to do some illustration work, that I think we had better be polite to him. Thank you, Father. It's going quite well. I'm just on my way up the hill to get to work. Good. Andreas, I don't recall seeing you at Sunday morning mass. Oh, God. You understand how important it is for your salvation that you receive Holy Communion, don't you? Ooh, yes, I apologize, Father. I just stayed up too late on Saturday. I don't want to get into an argument with him about this. Would going to church on Sunday be such a burden? If not for his sake, consider it for your own. A man has many duties. Father Thomas should appreciate how hard you work to help the abbey. This arsehole can't make you go to mass. To hell with it. Oh, on a personal level, I wouldn't say I'd go this far. I was raised Roman Catholic. It was not... I was very much, in a position where it was like, you will go to mass on Sundays. You will believe in God. Not because, I don't know, God is a wonderful creator. He loves you, blah, blah, blah. It was more of like you will believe what I tell you to believe. And as a result, I absolutely hated church. Church was not... I loathed Sundays. I loathed having to get up. I wouldn't go so far as to be like, oh, this arsehole is making me go to mass. Because, that was my dad. I'm not going to call my dad an arsehole. But on some level, I feel this. I feel this. Oh. This seems a bit strong. I'm drawn to this one for Andreas. Because again, this from his perspective, it's like, oh, this man's immortal soul is in jeopardy. Like, he's not coming from a place of dickheadishness. He's not coming from a place of malice. He's like, hey, I see your soul is in danger, and I'm trying to rectify that. At the same time, we have the right to say, hey, I don't want to go to church on a Sunday. I'm not down for that. I've got other stuff to do. And from the sound of it, he said, oh, I stayed up too late on Saturday and I slept. And so that indicates to me that he was intending on going to church. But for him being up too late, he probably would have gone. Yeah, I get that. Maybe Andreas is religious. He just doesn't take it too seriously. So yeah, let's go down the middle. A man has many duties. Father Thomas should appreciate how hard you work to help the abbey. Almost everyone in town works hard, though. Okay. Yes, I apologise, Father Thomas. I promise you I'll make it this Sunday. I do, but I've been working on sketches late at night, and let's just explain why we weren't there. We stayed up too late. There was no other reason. There was no, kind of sinister, ooh, I'm going to abandon the church. I don't care about my holy soul. Oh, da, da, da. It was none of that. It was just like, oh, I stayed up too late and I overslept. Sorry. I do, but I've been working on sketches late at night and... Andreas, this is about more than your success in this life. There is another... Oh my! What a blessed day to receive such an illustrious visitor! Master Mailer, this is Lorenz, Baron of Rothvogel, a great lord from the countryside near... Worms? Yeah, Worms. prosperous imperial free city in the western part of the empire, located on the Rhine River, Worms has been the site of many imperial diets. Okay. Diets? I'm going to assume that's right. Okay. Ooh. Master Mailer, this is Lorenz, Baron of Rothvogel, a great lord from the countryside near Worms. Oh god, he's even fancier than this guy. Oh, good to see you, Father Thomas. It is nice to be remembered fondly. I only wish all of your neighbours were as welcoming. This was the guy that Lucky was having a go at. Okay. Well, yes. What brings you back to our little town? My wife and I were returning from a trip to Venice. We spent a few days in Innsbruck, and it was terribly dull. I mean, it has a certain charm common to these alpine cities, but the place was crawling with nobles for the emperor's diet. Diet. An imperial diet is an assembly of 3 colleges of the imperial estates of the Holy Roman Empire, the prince-electors, the princes and dukes, and the representatives of the imperial cities. They meet to deliberate on matters of importance to the empire. I don't really know much about this period of history, so this is very interesting. I mean, it has a certain charm common to these alpine cities, but the place was crawling with the nobles for the emperor's diet. The Emperor? Was he there? Did you see him? Oh, briefly, but he was sitting for a portrait at the time. Quite lovely. I didn't want to bother him or the painter. Oh, hey! Oh, we can jump in. Who was the artist, my lord? Why was the diet assembled, my lord? How was Venice, my lord? I lived there only a few years ago. I mean, we have that connection. Let's use it. How was Venice, my lord? I lived there only a few years ago. Oh, fascinating. Well, the city's Jews now live in their own quarter in the north. The city's artists are still producing wonderful work. I don't know artists either. Titian? I'm gonna go with Titian. I've never heard of this person. The city's artists are still producing wonderful work. Titian in particular is a god. No offence, father. Of course, he took offence. This man is like, oh, don't be speaking like that. Anyway, my wife wanted to stay a bit longer in Innsbruck, and I decided to ride ahead to make a visit to Curacao. I heard Father Matthias died shortly after my last visit, of course. Father Matthias, abbot of Curacao before Father Gun. Okay, so this isn't the abbot. Okay, I guess this is just a priest there. Widely respected by the monks and nuns as well as the people of Tassing. Known for his kindness and his love of books. He also seemed to be rather understanding. If we're going off what Il Peter said, he seemed to be rather understanding of other people's beliefs. I heard Father Matthias died shortly after my last visit, of course. A great loss for the Abbey, and for us all. Indeed, by good fortune, I recently came across a copy of the Historia Tassii, an account of the early history of Tassing. Curaçao's previous abbot, Father Matthias, had a copy. Baron Rothvogel brought another to the abbey as a gift. Okay. Indeed, by good fortune, I recently came across a copy of the Historia Tassii he was reading during my last visit. Father Matthias was hoping to find a second copy to corroborate the contents of the first. It contains some fascinating details about the history of this place. I'm afraid they might even cause a bit of a scandal. Ah, yes. But I must be off. There will be time enough to discuss Tassing's past later. I commissioned a manuscript from the Abbey through Father Gurnot, and I have come to check on its progress. Ah, another man rocking the traditional monk hairdo. Oh, my lord, if you have come to see your manuscript, you should speak with young Master Mailer here. Not quite a true master yet. I still have to marry and be approved by our city council. It is an honour to meet you, my lord. I mean, does this guy care? Does this guy care about what's going on in our life? It is an honour to meet you, my lord. Andreas is a journeyman artist from Nuremberg. For the next few months, he's also helping in the abbey scriptorium. A Nuremberg artist working in an abbey scriptorium in 1518? Oh, we should talk, Andreas. I must know the story. Of course, my lord. It would be an honour. Well, I'm already late to the abbey, but I suppose it's all right. Surely my lord would find little entertainment or companionship in me. This guy is a lord. This guy is a lord. Who are we to say whether or not he would find entertainment or companionship in our conversation? Oh, we are really late though. Then again, if he's heading up to the abbey to check on what he commissioned, I mean, surely we can walk and talk. Surely that's a possibility. I feel like we should be polite to this guy. Again, this is someone whose position in society is so far above us. Of course, my lord, it would be an honour. Oh, this will be remembered. Wonderful. It's so rare to find someone in the countryside who knows anything about art. Thank you for the introduction, Father Thomas. Come to supper at the abbey tonight. I'm inviting you to the abbot's table. Did the abbot invite me? Oh, don't worry about it, Father. Just show up after Vespers. What is he going to do? Refuse us? Excellent! We will see you then. Is Mikolaus? Okay, that isn't a misspelling. Mikolaus, I'm dismounting. Run ahead of us and take the horses to the abbey's guest house. I'd like to take my time talking with Master Mailer. I'll meet you there. At once, my lord. Now, here's my question. Was he inviting us to supper? Because we already have plans then. We're meeting the Druckers. We can't be rude to them. They seem nice. So then, a journeyman from Nuremberg. Forgive me for saying so, but you seem a little old to not yet be a master. Are you unmarried? Okay, so he picked up on that on his own. No, I'm not married, but in truth I came to my vocation later than my father and brothers. I was in university for a number of years, at Erfurt. Erfurt is one of the most populous cities in the Empire and is located near its heart. It has been home to a respected university since 1379 and is a centre for humanist thought. Okay, very interesting. Erfurt, wonderful. The same university as Martin Luther. Have you read his works? Tremendous mind. Martin Luther, priest and professor of theology at the University of Wittenberg, controversial for his opinions on the church's sale of indulgences to forgive sin, which were recently published and distributed throughout the empire. Okay. Erfurt, wonderful. The same university as Martin Luther. Have you read his works? Tremendous mind. He says things about the church that should have been said years ago. Might get him into trouble, but he's a brave, brilliant man. Wait, you may have even met him. Did you? You must tell me. No, he was a few years ahead of me. Still, his ideas do seem fascinating. His ideas don't hold much interest for me, I'm afraid. God, now I have to settle what are Andreas's thoughts on the church. I do think he is religious. I mean, he's dreaming of saints. He's dreaming of, Saint Grobian, Socrates. Like, this guy does seem to have an interest in theology. Theology, philosophy. He's a little lackadaisical with his beliefs. He's a hedonist, but here's the thing. I don't think you have to be one or the other. You can be a hedonist. You can like time with the ladies. You can like a drink, but you can still also believe, I'm not going to do anything that would actually hurt people. I don't want to be a bad person. I'm going to live my life to some Christian ideals, but I'm also going to travel my own path. And if Martin Luther was against priests selling indulgences, that's predatory. It screws over the poor and the less fortunate. Why should the rich be allowed absolution simply because they're rich? Andreas gets in trouble because he likes wine and women, but a rich person does the exact same thing and it just gets swept under the rug? Everyone should be held to the same standard. Still, his ideas do seem fascinating. I agree wholeheartedly. I simply must meet him if I get the chance. I wonder if the good brother of the abbey have heard of him. Perhaps they have even read his list of 95 theses against the church. 95 theses. A list of propositions against the church's practice of selling indulgences for the remission of sin. It was written in 1517 by Martin Luther. Father Matthias was not above having a lively debate. I hope Father Ganot does not disappoint in that regard. But enough about Luther for now. Tell me about your university studies. Forgive me, Baron, but did you attend university? You seem very well educated. Why are you so interested in my education? He's interested because he's a lord and this is what his whims dictate. Forgive me, Baron, but did you attend university? You seem very well educated. No, my family is merely wealthy enough to have provided me with all of the books and tutors a child could dream of. I love all knowledge, from Aristotle and Cicero to, Ficino and Erasmus, and everyone in between and yet to come. I may have misjudged the Baron. It seems he is as well read as any university student. In truth, I am simply happy to speak with another well-educated man. And now then, did you earn your doctorate? Why did that change? Okay. No, I didn't. Only a master's degree. I started working towards a doctorate, but I didn't finish. Oh, that's a shame. Well then, what was your area of study? Okay, pick a background. Okay, so we can go into theology. Andreas has a strong understanding of Catholic theology, biblical knowledge, canon laws, heresies, and similar subjects. Imperial law. Andreas knows the basics of the fractured systems of laws that govern the various states of the Holy Roman Empire. Medicine. Andreas is familiar with the basics of human biology, medicine, and illness. Ooh. I'm drawn to these two, either imperial law or medicine. Here's my thought. If this is a murder mystery, one, knowing laws would be useful. Knowing medicine would be useful. I think I'm going to go with medicine, only because he's now gone into art. Having a knowledge of human anatomy, unless you're going for something very stylized where, all of the people you draw are out of proportion, having a knowledge of human anatomy and its basic structure, that is incredibly important for an artist. So maybe because of, he had an interest in art, He didn't go to study art at university, but, he was like, well, if I can familiarise myself with the human body, then I can draw them in even greater detail. Yeah, let's go with medicine. I like that. All things medical, studying the latest and greatest texts coming out of Italy. Yes, the Italians continue to innovate in that area. Extraordinary, really. Fascinating work. Who knows what secrets we may learn about the human body in the decades to come. Hello. Oh. Attilia, this is, there goes my timer. Okay. Attilia, this is the widow who still keeps to the old ways. You. If I had any faith, I would have prayed you'd never show your face here again. Curse you, Lorenz Rothvogel. Perched as dogs, tearing you to pieces would be too kind a fate. Oh. These rustic communities display a shocking lack of hospitality, don't you think? What was that about? Who knows? By the time I finish guessing, the old crone will probably be dead. Suspicions? Suspicions? Well, what of your early time in university? Every student must study the trivium and quadrivium, yes? Trivium and quadrivium. The trivium and quadrivium represent the lower and upper divisions of classic liberal arts. University education, Latin, grammar, logic, and rhetoric form the trivium. Arithmetic, geometry, music, and astronomy form the quadrivium. Okay. Well, what of your early time in university? Every student must study the trivium and quadrivium, yes? Did you have a favourite subject? Oh, hello? Okay, so we can further, narrow down stuff we learned about. This is cool. I'm liking this. And apparently all of these will affect our character's choice. Okay, I'm loving this. There is so much replayability here. I'd be really interested to see, the different types of Andreas you can build. Okay, Latinist. Andreas has a strong command of Latin grammar and vocabulary. He can also easily recall Senate Antiquitae, quoted words of wisdom from the Roman Republic and Empire. Logician. Andreas instinctively thinks through the implications of information as he receives it, is adept at spatial analysis, and can easily perform complicated calculations in his head. Orator. Andreas excelled at rhetoric in university. He is a skilled teacher, persuader, and public speaker. Occultist. Andreas knows a soul-endangering amount of theoretical and practical knowledge on alchemy, astrology, theurgy, and necromancy, and various magical rites and ceremonies, heavens and earth. Andreas knows a great deal about the constellations, heavenly bodies, and their movements. He is also familiar with various plants and animals from study and personal experience. I'm drawn to this. When Il Peter was talking about rituals, I didn't pick anything that would indicate that Andreas was, scared of that. If anything, I was playing more into, oh, tell me about this. Let's talk about these rituals. I said before, I think that Andreas he has a respect for the church. I think he believes in God, but believing in God doesn't mean you don't also have an interest in other things. In other practices, in other beliefs. Yeah, let's go with occultist. Why not? I used my access to the university's library to pursue more esoteric interests. Oh, esoteric how? Mystical texts, books on alchemy, invoking spirits, divination. Purely academic, of course. Of course. Why is that in blue? I started with I don't know who this is. Ficino. Marsilio Ficino was a 15th century Italian priest and humanist who was one of the leading figures of the Italian Renaissance. He is well known for his translations of the works of Plato into Latin and the Corpus Hermeticum, a compilation of 17 religious and philosophical treatises encompassing the soterology of Hermes Trismegistus, or Thrice Great Hermes. The centuries-old texts reflect Egyptian, Greek, and Jewish traditions and ideas, and were translated into Latin in the late 15th century by Marsilio Ficino and Ludovico Lazzarelli. Okay. I started with Ficino's Corpus Hermeticum, and my interest only deepened from there. Quite interesting, Andreas. I'll make some time to speak with you more on this topic during my stay. Okay, so he's also interested in this. That's why it was in... He was like, oh, of course it's only theoretical. I see. We should absolutely be... This could get us killed. I may have done something very silly, but I have no regrets. Yeah, I do think this guy is a lord. We probably shouldn't be making demands, but this could get us killed. Please be discreet about it, my lord. Yes, that's why we will talk about it later. And your other studies? Was there anything else you excelled at? Oh, we can pick another. I'm drawn between logician and orator. Being able to persuade people to get information. But then again, being able to think about, that this is the implication of this information. It's all well and good if you can gather clues, but if you don't have the ability to put the clues together, then they're as useful as, I don't know, a tub of elbow grease. Like, you need to be able to think things through to make use of the information you find. Yeah, let's go logician. Logic, geometry, and arithmetic. Quite interesting for an artist. Was Aristotle's organon the foundation of your study? Yes, the organon for logic and Euclid's elements for geometry, but the past few centuries have yielded wonderful new texts on logic. Peter Abelard provided the foundation of scholastic philosophy and established the primacy of Aristotle's work. The Englishman, William of Ockham, gave us the Summa Logicae, arguing nominalism against Platonic realism. And of course, Thomas Aquinas gave us the tools to employ both faith and reason in the pursuit of truth. All monks and friars, of course, a great deal of work to force Aristotle to fit within the Church's vision of truth. Is that so wrong? I question that these great men should have had to wrestle logic into what the Church established by fiat and force. Ah, there's the abbey. I have good memories of this place, and of Father Matthias. I was sad to hear of his passing. How did you come to know him? How did you come to know of Kearsau at all? My family has been patrons of Kearsau for, I don't know how many generations. Some years ago, I heard that Kearsau still had a wonderful library and artisans. Professional artists have taken over most manuscript production, so I was shocked to find an active scriptorium here. Yes, the printing press. Making the monks, transcribing books utterly irrelevant. Well, there's not much left of it these days. 2 old men, a young scribe and me. This is as good a place as any to create art. The artists that remain here are quite talented, if a bit old-fashioned. And this seems like a lovely little village. Andreas seems to get on well with the people. Yeah, this is as good a place as any. This is as good a place as any to create art. Certainly, though I'm sure you miss the comforts of Nuremberg when you're stuck in a drafty old abbey like this. I'll get back there soon enough. I'm in no rush. I do, but the abbot is paying good money, good enough to put up with a bit of discomfort. Yeah, Andreas takes his time. He goes at his own pace. I'll get back there soon enough. I'm in no rush. That's good for me, since I still appreciate the abbey's work. I commissioned a manuscript through Father Gurnau a few years ago. I thought I would stop by and check on the progress. Wait, are you the artist working on it? It's a prayer book with 20 illustrations. I know the work, but no. I do know the artist well, the venerable Brother Piero. Yes, there was mention of this in Andreas's dream. How venerable? He still has his wits and his skills, if that's what concerns you. Brother Piero has an incredible talent with colour. Then I very much look forward to seeing it. Miklaus, tend to the horses and the baggage. I'm heading up to the abbey. Yes, my lord. Well, let's not keep the abbot waiting any longer. Nuns. Quite unusual for a Benedictine house to have monks and nuns, even if they are separated. The church closed most of them centuries ago. But then, Kiersau was a place out of time in more ways than one. Do you know Mother Cecilia? She seemed to recognize you. Why were they closed? Yeah, this is... Okay, so we've had this guy arguing with the stonemason. The old woman, Attilia, outright, screaming at him in the street. And now the nun lady, Mother Cecilia, she recognized him and her response was, okay, let's go inside. This is... Do you know Mother Cecilia? She seemed to recognize you. We are acquainted, yes. Let's leave it at that. Why? Ah, you must be Father Gurnau. I am Lorenz, Baronhof. Oh, flip it now. This is fancy, my goodness. My goodness, I'm loving all of these, the different scripts. It's beautiful, it's wonderful. Yes, the Baron of Rothvogel. So wonderful to have you here again. We actually did meet on your last visit. If you say so. I'm not good with remembering faces. Please forgive me, my lord, but I wasn't expecting you for another few days. Yes, I know, but I rode ahead. I just couldn't wait to see my manuscript. I'm sure it's no trouble. Yes, I mean, no, it's no trouble. Did you want to see it now? Oh, in a moment. I could do with a bit of refreshment, though. May I grab something from the kitchen? Sir, this is not your house. This is not your home. He's a lord. What do you expect? Yes, certainly, my lord. I will meet you there. Andreas, I don't know what you were doing with the Baron, but I need you in the scriptorium now. Of course, Father, I'm eager to get to work. Why are you taking this out on me? He's not my problem. Is this a bad time to ask for an advance on my payment for the Book of Hours? Okay, well, what is the Book of Hours? Book of Hours, a type of illuminated manuscript that contains an abbreviated form of the prayers for the divine office in additions to other religious texts. Most are relatively plain, but wealthy patrons often commission lavish examples with elaborate illustrations. Okay, This guy, I mean... He's dealing with the Baron, who's early in his... Oh, like, make me a snack. I want a drink. I'm borrowing your kitchen. We're late to work. I mean, let's just... This is not the time to ask for a raise. Let's just go. Of course, Father, I'm eager to get to work. Then get to work. Shit. I should have asked him about an advance for the Gertner's taxes. Maybe I could just convince Brother Matthew to pay me early. And who is Brother Matthew? Okay, Glasses Man. Okay, yeah, I don't... Then was not the time. That was not the time to be asking that guy for a raise or, you know, payment in advance. Let's just go around him. Okay, the Gertner's taxes. Find a way to get paid. Okay, we will do that. However, I am out of time for this episode. Oh. You ask Father Gunnar. Well, we missed that. We'll find Glasses Man. We'll find Glasses Man later. But yes, I am over time for this episode. In the next one, can we find Brother Matthew? Can we find the scriptorium? Find out then. So please remember to like if you enjoyed, leave a comment below, and if you wanted to subscribe, it would be very much appreciated. I've been Kallista. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next episode.